Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're here for the first time, here you'll find the home of misfit and underutilized cards, where we take a quote-unquote bad card and give it a deck where it can showcase all the cool things that it can do that you'll never normally see, and despite whatever the current meta is, can actually do quite well for itself. My name is Zalia, and I'll be your niche deck guide today. Today, I am showcasing what I believe to be the best Ultra Necrozma deck in the game. I know a lot of people like to run Celesteela with Necrozma, just because then you can retreat the Celesteela easily into the Necrozma when it's fully built, but I say no. Snorlax, actually, is better. Snorlax is worth 1 point, so it's not really that terrible to lose. You can build a secondary Snorlax. You can support that Snorlax with Dawn, getting Snorlax up in 2, maybe even 1 turn after you put 2 energies on the bench, and you've been building up energy with Giratina in the back. You can also use 1 copy of Lusamine, because if you've gone that route, you're probably pretty deep into your deck at that point, and you need Lusamine to get Ultra Necrozma online at that point anyway. Giratina is just kind of an all-around good card. It supports itself, it supports others with Dawn, and it just attacks very chunky for 130 damage. And of course, we have the titular card, Ultra Necrozma EX, which for 3 just of any energy, it deals 60 damage, which doesn't seem that great. But if you get 2 psychic energy and 2 steel energy, you can attack for 120 damage and discard the top 5 cards of each player's deck. Once you're starting to what is called mill your opponent's deck, you don't really care about the rest of your cards in the deck. You probably have a Giratina up, you probably have a Necrozma up. It doesn't matter at that point. Ultra Necrozma does have 150 HP, which is a weakness, and that... hang on, wrong button, is why we're running 2 copies of Giant Cape. Giant Cape pushes basically everything over the 150 damage threshold, which Charizard is the threat that can deal that much. The only other card that is capable of 1-hit KOing these cards is probably like Incineroar, if it has any damage on it, but Giant Cape is just there to help get past that. Sabrina and Cyrus, of course, that's a staple in any deck. Anybody runs that. But I mentioned earlier about Lusamine. Lusamine lets you take some energy from your discard pile and attach it to an Ultra Beast. Necrozma is an Ultra Beast. Lusamine is here to support Necrozma. You can only use this card if your opponent has gotten 1 point. I get everything. Oh, and red card is here. Red card is here just for tempo. If your opponent's built up a giant hand, it can help you in saying, no, I don't like that you have a giant hand, and then you throw away their giant hand. And then at that point, if you have Necrozma up, you can start milling their deck away with Shoegaze, and then you can throw away game-winning cards. I've thrown away game-winning cards on several occasions. That being said, I have not played this deck on the competitive ladder. I don't think Necrozma is that good. Necrozma can do cool stuff. Necrozma is not consistent, but it can still do some cool stuff. Okay, I'm holding a Dawn, starting with a Metal Energy, going first. I have a Pokeball. I think this is a Necrozma start, actually. I could voluntarily start with Necrozma. You're very opinionated. 100 humans is just too many. Alright, let's thin my deck, sure. I don't necessarily care if Giratina gets put on the active spot, so I'm just gonna chill. Mad chillin'. I think Dawn is 100% essential to running Necrozma. Just so you can start doing Photon Claw on an early turn. Yeah, like because of Dawn, I'm actually ahead of the curve with this guy. Getting another Psychic Energy isn't great. If the one after this is Metal, I'm doing alright though. I'm glad Dawn is so important in the deck finally. Yeah, same. I really like this card. I quite like this card a lot. If I can draw a Dawn and have the next energy be metal, I'm in good shape. Actually, I just need the next energy to be metal. Drawing a Dawn would be a little bit good. That's an interesting deck. Oh god. I Infernape. Definitely using Cape. Psychic energy. Do I give up on Necrozma here? Voluntarily KO. They can't put just use it as a tank until Lucamine. Yeah, I give up on Necrozma. I'm holding an Ilima, so no skin off my bones. Listen, I have a spicy psychic pool. Okay. They're building Infernape. Not a bad idea. Well, the second Giratina, sure. I'm not gonna just give them that KO for free. Ilima's letting me play really defensively right now too, which is nice. I think I'd do Ilima. Yeah, I'm gonna Ilima. I'm actually gonna tank a hit with this Giratina. Because now I have the option to pivot in and attack with this. And I'm holding Cyrus. So if this KOs itself, Infernape hits it, I can smack it. They try and escape. Okay, they're going to do Infernape now. That's actually kind of preferable. Because I do have Cyrus. Ooh, 2 metals. The temptation is real, but I must not give in. Got a shower. Have a good shower. I think I need to just go with my original plan. I need to attack with this. The Necrozma is on curve. I expect them to attack with Blacephalon. I have a Cyrus. I do need to get rid of Infernape ASAP though. Dawn, okay. Okay. That's a little bit less scary, actually, because now I can attack with Necrozma. They're probably holding a Cyrus, so I might Iono to go look for my red card. Yeah, I'm gonna Iono to look for my red card. Never mind, I'm not gonna Iono. Red card. I'm gonna Cyrus Blacephalon, maybe. No, I have to do this. Because now Cyrus is my win con. And they can't easily retreat with Turtonator, so I'm chilling. Cyrus, baby. Didn't even need a mill. Cyrus being Cyrus. Yep. Okay, that is a good example of that deck. I really like that example of this deck. I am glad I played one more game. 60 damage is pretty darn good early game and late game as well. I also have an Iono. Of course, I get like Necrozma's worst opening hand. Unless I can draw a Giratina right now. If I can draw a Giratina right now, I'm pretty solid. Oh, and Iono helps just sort out cards in your deck if you start with a bad hand. You want a better hand. See, I got my Giratina, I got my Snorlax, I got another Pokeball. Life is now good. That being said, I would like a Dawn now. But I'm not in any danger of being attacked anytime soon because this takes 3 energy to attack. Unless they get a Pokeball, and then now they're going to get like Pheromosa, they're going to switch out. Okay, they got a Buzzwole instead. Not worried about that. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with having that hand shuffled away. Your tails look very nice. Thank you. They're very fluffers. Good morning. Welcome in. My feeling when I'm trying to showcase a niche meta deck, or not even a niche meta deck, just a niche deck, and I go against the second best deck in the game or something like that. That's unfortunate. Lily is your favorite Poke Girl. She's a very solid choice in my opinion. Mine's probably Dawn or Iono. You're gonna punch me? I can put on a giant cape, survive one hit, deal 60. I can whip out Giratina maybe. Or, hold up. I can use Dawn now. Deal 60 and KO next turn. They only have two cards in their hand, so I'm doubtful it's a red that they have. And they now have 3 cards in their hand, but they played a research, so I'm pretty safe. Chat, what is your favorite Poke Girl? Yep, you're running away. Are you gonna put this guy up front? Yeah, now I can't hit you. That's fine. Yeah, I'm holding Dawn. We can get Giratina online. I'm just gonna like to not hit you. May is your favorite? That's a good choice. What are we ultra thrusting? This guy? I'm fine to toss out most of your deck in this. I still have a Sabrina in there, so. Actually, I'm probably gonna put Steel Energy on here, retreat. Actually, you know what? They can't use Big Beat again. They can KO me, but like, yeah, we're gonna retreat into Giratina, I think. If they Cyrus me, they Cyrus me. Could have retreated in Giratina and KO'd. I could have KO'd, but I kind of want to keep the energy on Necrozma. Plus the next energy is Steel, so. Beastite. You gonna punch me? Kind of want a Sabrina now. I think I lose. That's okay. You were correct. Probably retreating into Giratina and KOing was the best play. But that's okay. How many cards do I have left? 4. Getting Ilima would be nice. Let's go ahead and do this actually, yeah. Psychic and Metal. That's not... Well, I still have Dawn. I can't play Ilima in the same turn, though. Well, I can KO Buzzwole with Cyrus. If I get... Well, I can't. No. No, you have a Cyrus. Okay. That's fine. I gotta retreat it into Giratina and KO. I got greedy with the Necrozma. Truly, her greed knows no bounds. Gotta take the KO when it's available. Yeah. You really do. Also, rereading your comment, DJK, Lily was your favorite Poke Girl. What do you mean, was? Is she no longer? Let's load up my hand for a good Iono. Giratina, so not all is lost. I will preface this by saying Necrozma's deck really does not want to start with Necrozma. Necrozma is like the worst start. And I'm going against an actual meta deck. Sure, let's make my hand even bigger. Okay, I got a Dawn. I can attack next turn. Hopefully my next energy is a steel energy. Am I holding a giant cape? I'm not, but I'm holding Iono. Giant cape. Poggers. It is a steel energy. Let's go ahead and Dawn. Pull that off of Giratina. I think I go down pretty much no matter what here, so I'm going to put my other Necrozma down. That being said, I don't need to attack with Necrozma. Let's go ahead and actually end my turn. I want some energy on Giratina, just in case. Yeah, I predicted Silvally was coming out. I can throw their deck away and start milling. Hopefully the next energy is a Psychic. Not, it's a Steel, that's fine. I can afford to waste one turn on Giratina. I'm gonna use red card, number 1, hopefully to shuffle their Lusamine out of their hand. And number 2, to start throwing away cards. I saw Lusamine get thrown away and their other Blacephalon is gone. Their other type Null and Silvally are also gone. So I'm in pretty good shape. They only have this card left. Devastating red card play. Devastating red card. I threw away basically their entire win condition. I do have a Snorlax and a Giratina at the start. I'm going to start with Snorlax. This is an electric deck, so I anticipate Oricorio. Necrozma does seem to me the most potent against Lusamine, specifically because you really want to run one and use it late game. Yeah! I think you sum it up perfectly there. But we got an Oricorio, so I need to rely more on my Snorlax. I have both Dawns, though, and that's huge for Snorlax. And they conceded. Okay. Snorlax couldn't ask for a better start. I'm going first. I don't have an option to really attach energy, so I'm just going to leave Snorlax up front. Although if I can get a Giratina now, that would be excellent. Okay, I got an Iono in my second Dawn. I'd really like a Giratina. I have 2 Pokeballs in there and 2 Giratinas, so I have a 1/3 basically to get my Giratina. That's not terrible. I'm gonna use my red card early. Shrink their hand. I'm kind of worried about Gengar. This deck really thrives on supporter cards, so if a Gengar comes along, that can really screw me over. Necrozma, Snorlax, Dawn, Pokeball, Giratina. Okay. So at the very least, I have the bench that I'd like. I have 2 copies of Snorlax for Sabrina protection and Repel protection now. I'm gonna build this Snorlax. I want 2 energy on Snorlax, because then if I have a Dawn, I can rip energy off of Giratina and move in 1 turn. Okay, they're researching, so maybe they don't have their Gengar yet. I have 1 more turn of Dawn. This Snorlax is here to die, so I'm not worried about that. Comfey. I'd really like to see more play on that support card. It's a very cool card. Gengar Eeks. A lot of people are running the 1 energy Gengar these days. I'm gonna just continue to build my Snorlax, I think. Because now I can start putting Steel Energy over here. If they get a Gengar out, I'll pivot slightly and start building my regular Lax instead of Necrozma. This is one of the games where Necrozma might not really get to do that much, but not necessarily its job here. You know, let's just safety net put that on. Not taking any chances. And now I can just build Necrozma. This is the power of Snorlax, by the way. Antler Candy, is this Gengar EX or regular Gengar? Gengar EX. I think I made the correct choice in just electing to build the back. Because this lives 1 turn. Let's go ahead and thin my deck. You did call it. I'm gonna attack with Snorlax. This is where a Repel would be nice if it worked on stage 2 Pokemon instead of running Sabrina, but yeah, you know, you do what you do. What you gonna play, my friend? Spooky shot. We love shotting the spooks. And put Snorlax up. I do have Ilima, which is actually very nice for me because if Snorlax falls asleep and I can't end up waking it up. Well, actually, no, I can't play supporter. Never mind. I hope you're not running a Lily in that deck, and if not, I hope it's not in your hand. Spooky back shot. So true. From Gengar, no less. That's pretty cool. I fear thee not, Gengar. You do have a Lily. That kind of sucks for me. Livable. Repel? Okay. That at least wakes Snorlax up. I'll have Necrozma take the hit for me. You probably are running a Cyrus too. That kind of sucks for me, but what do you do? Okay, I'm awake. That's poggers. You're running a Cyrus, I lose. Regular Gengar. You are running a Cyrus, okay. GG's. GG's. So far, we're 2-2, though. I think that's more than you could ask for Necrozma. And one of those losses was my fault. I don't need to play my Necrozma out yet, and Snorlax is just a safer play. I'd like my second Snorlax and a Giratina, but okay. Is this Giratina? No, it's Necrozma. I don't mind if you shuffle my hand back into my deck, so I'm just gonna hang on to those. Because I don't necessarily want Necrozma yet. They conceded. Okay. And Pikachu. Okay, starting Giratina, not terrible. Because it is Giratina. I'd like a Psychic Energy. A Psychic Energy would be pretty baller. This is where I want my Lusamine as well. So I have to figure out what turn I want my Lusamine on. Which would just be the turn right before Giratina goes down. Okay, never mind. I have Lusamine. I have a Psychic Energy. That means I can start attacking 1 turn early. Giant cape would be nice. You play viewers? I do play viewers. I might use Iono. Well... Okay, never mind. I have Lucamine. This is great for me. And I'm holding my red card. Yippee. Use Solgaleo. Nice. I'm gonna lose. I'm playing Necrozma. 10-3. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, well, GG. Giratina just wins. Oh, that gives Snorlax some play. Going second. Start double Snorlax. I have my Ilima as well. That's pretty good. I don't really have any draw power though. That kind of... Oh, you're using the bench hitty version. Oh no. Do not the bench. We love bricking. Okay, I'll just build Snorlax. I have Lucamine, so there's a Necrozma play somewhere. Only deals 30. I can build up and hit. Oh, never mind. You have a Solgaleo. You're just gonna end my life now. Can I not brick, please? Oj noj. This card is ridiculous, yeah. Why would you not just end my life now? That's what I don't get. Okay, well, I can start, like, doing some stuff. I have Lucamine. You're gonna smack my bench, though. I'm gonna put a cape on these two. Why not cape? I was gonna cape this turn. Okay, I got my red card. That's fairly cool. I'm surprised you didn't just immediately end my life, though. You're getting rid of my Lucamine, no! And my red card. Aha. You have been outplayed by your own card. I don't have red card anymore, though. Are you gonna attack me again? You're not just gonna immediately end my life? That's perfectly fine. I'm awake, yay! Wouldn't it be poggers if I got 2 metal energy from my Lucamine? I think that would be pretty poggers. You meant the Snorlax? Eh. These are worth 2 points. But Snorlax, I don't think lives anything meaningful. Are you gonna knock me out with that guy? With this guy? Well, I guess you don't really care if I mill you at this point. So. That would be very funny if you hit me with that, though. That would be extremely funny. I'd laugh. Hey, Solgaleo, what's up? How you doing? You glorious pivoty boy, you. So if I get 2 metal energy, I'm doing pretty good for myself. But I need to get the 2 metal energy. Gamble. Let's go. Gamba. You have any lilies in there? No lily. Red card was the bottom deck. You totally had that win. I don't count that win, but that was a good showcase of the deck. You could have just switched into Solgaleo and obliterated me turn 2. GG's though. Obliterationed. Yeah, I have a Tempo Sabrina though. Oh, and I have a Tina turn 1. Other Snorlax? Nah. Would have been Poggers though. Yeah, we'll just Tina. I'm holding a Psychic Energy, so I'm not too afraid of a Sabrina at this moment. If my next energy is metal, I'll probably play Necrozma out. Ouch. My bones. Okay, I have my other Snorlax. And I do have Necrozma. I'm kind of afraid of taking damage on Necrozma, though. Kind of like an Illima now. Sorry, your late workout is done. No one need to apologize at all. Your legs are kill. Your die, thank you forever. It's the doc. The docky doc. You know, I'm gonna do a cheeky play and immediately get destroyed by Solgaleo, but you know. If I draw my other Dawn, I'm doing great. I think I played my energy wrong too. I could have attacked with Snorlax. Well, that's a misplay on my part for sure. But it doesn't matter. I'm not punished. Let's go. And if KOs, I just put my other Snorlax out. Sabrina is not a game-winning card yet. Doc, thank you for the sub. I don't know where the notifications aren't there. Where are the notifications? Oh, it's in the corner. Okay. Thank you so much for the sub. 20 months. Oh my. That's like at least many months. I think I will play my Iono, actually. If I can get a better hand at all. I have a Lucamine now. That's pretty good for me. Red card, also pretty good for me. Definitely more than 2. Dos. I'll put Lax up. Chance of holding us Iris is not 0, but it's pretty low. I don't know. Okay. Research Lucamine Cyrus. Okay. Yeah, they got their Solgaleo. Okay. Go up and KO. Professor's research and maybe start milling you. Or not Professor's research. Yeah, I need to just start milling you. That's fine. You're holding one card. That's really good for me. And I have my Cyrus, so I have a win con. You're not holding any lilies, I know from last time. I would like a giant cape. For Tina, yep. That's not great for me. I really needed that metal energy. Sure. I can retreat next turn, maybe. Think a hit KO. Need to bank on you not getting your Cyrus. Okay. You're probably holding your Cyrus. Fuck. And my next energy is metal. Can get a cape. Red card. Unluckers, yeah. Very unluckers. I needed to play my other Necrozma out, retreat into it. Build with the Giratina. Yeah, I needed to retreat into this. Build with the Giratina, then KO Solgaleo with Cyrus. Fuck, I had my win con right there. Okay, GG's. If you haven't already as well, I'm going to shill for myself just a little bit. If you like to see funny decks, if you like to see discussions about this video game, leaving a like and a subscribe definitely really helps. I am trying to grow. I'm doing it very slowly. Life doesn't want me to do. I'm just busy all the time, essentially. But leaving a like and a sub really does help. Anybody who is here who would be interested in seeing a blind Deltarune playthrough, by the way. Do I Deltarune from the start or only the new chapters? I played chapter 1. I would probably just do a quick run through of chapter 1. You know, I'm gonna play Necrozma out. Screw it. I have a Dawn in my hand if I really need to attack with Snorlax. If this next energy is Psychic, I'm gonna build Snorlax. You would be lost if you didn't play it. Yeah, okay, I'll play through chapter 1. Hey, Lucario, what's up? You really like bench hitting. I respect that. Okay, Pokeball. I have my Dawn still. That's pretty good. My Nemesis. This deck is so weak. The Pseudo-Udo. What did you say? Necrozma? Hey, oh, can I get a Nilima? Cyrus, Cape, Giratina. What is Lucario weak to? Psychic? Good answer right here. Me when she rizzed me up because she is playing the Necrozma deck. How very based of her. Metal energy? Psychic energy. Firmge. Unfortunately, Darkrai ruined everything. Giratina enables slower mons like Necrozma. I like Giratina when it's not used in any dumbass your mother deck. Not my Necrozma! How could you? How could you? Aha, I have Giant Cape. Get absolutely gamered. The Necfrizzler. Yeah, I'm gonna get hit on the bench. Snorlax goes down here. Alright, yeah. You know what? I'm taking someone with me. I'm taking someone with me. You know what? Screw you. Mills the rest of your deck. Alright, I will let you have the KO. Salutes in chat for our fallen soldier. Let's go! The God Slayer. 07 Necrozma. 07. Alright. That's Necrozma. You can't stop Groot. I cannot. Too powerful. Too strong. He always comes back. Ew, he likes Springtrap. Necrozma. Not a very good card by any means. However, I think it's probably my favorite card in the game. Very fun. Allows you to do very fun stuff. I think it's a very fair use of Giratina as well. It lets Snorlax do some funny things too. All in all, I'm quite fond of this deck, and I recommend you try it because I've had nothing but fun with it.